So we're at the point in throwback rotation now, I think, where I've played enough of the past formats to confirm that the game has significantly power creeped at this point in Rivenbrandt. The games are way too fast and every game ends at turn 7 or 8 because every good deck that people are playing has so much output that games don't last that long anymore. So it's been very difficult getting my meme decks to work that I've been trying to get footage for, so I have given up and today we are playing an OTK deck. This deck is Forte Miriam OTK. It is built entirely around Forte and Miriam, which is a new card they released in Rivenbrandt, and using their effect, this deck aims to OTK your opponent on when you reach 10 PP. Hopefully it's like around turn 7. Sometimes you high roll, it can be faster. Yeah, the deck list is one of my favorite things about this deck, so let's go ahead and look at that right now. So this is the deck list we're playing for today. It is not an original deck. I yoinked this from my old video, which I'm pretty sure when I made that video, I yoinked it from one of Ziv's videos. So this is the list. It's pretty interesting, so let's talk about some of the key details here. The first, you'll notice that there's very few followers here. This is of course built around Forte and Miriam's effect. Fanfare, they put a random dragon follower from the deck to your hand, and then if you have 10 play points, you can attack twice. And each time she attacks, she gives a +2/+2 to a random follower in your hand. So the way this deck is designed is so that you have the minimum amount of Dragoncraft followers to ensure that the buffs reaches these buffs that she gives on strike go to the correct places. And the character you want to buff here is Dragonborn Striker. It hasn't been nerfed yet, so right now she's still this state. So if she has 3 defense, then she'll evolve on Fanfare. So you stick a buff onto the Dragonborn Striker and then play it, and it should evolve for a nice 5 damage 1 PP. And you have 2 Dragonborn Strikers, which is 10 damage after both of Miriam's pings. So with Miriam's Evo, this is already 20 damage, but you might not always have the Evo point, or you might have to chew through wards. So for that, we run 1 copy of Masamune. Masamune helps you chew through wards if your opponent has those. And also without an Evo point, he gets you the last 2 damage you need for your lethal 20 damage anyway. And then we run 2 Hot-Headed Marauders. This is just because we want to have ramp in the early game. Not a lot of good ramp options. We have like 2 ramp cards right now with Dragon Oracle and Waterman's Blessing, so Hot-Headed Marauder helps with that. And also you can search it through Asvault, which makes it less likely to ruin your ability to OTK with Forte and Miriam in your finisher turn. Other than that, the only followers we run are Kyrie. Kyrie draws a follower from your deck, so by running a minimum amount of followers, you maximize finding your combo pieces because you really need to find them. And then other than that, we also have 2 Rainclar's Academy because this searches guarantee for Dragonborn Striker. By having these non-follower searchers, you can maximize your chance of drawing your combo pieces without ruining Kyrie's pool. And then other than that, the only notable card I guess is, well, there's 2 other notable cards. Dragonew's Might is interesting because if you draw Hot-Headed Marauder too late and you don't have time to play it, you can just toss your Dragonew's Might. And Wings Inversion can help you ping more damage after you play Masamune by transforming Masamune into a Fallen Angel for another 2 damage. So yeah, these are the cards that are, I think, interesting in this deck, so let's look at some games. So our first game here is a game against Sword. Probably gonna be Loot. I mean, it could be Rally or some other weird deck, but most likely it's just gonna be Loot. And we will expect that such. Not that our game plan changes that much. For our Mulligan, we just look for Ramp and we look for Asvault and the Marauder. If you have if you have like a bunch of Ramp cards in your hand already, you can consider keeping your other combo pieces like Forte Miriam or the Masamune or anything like that. But I think safest is to look for Ramp. So of course we just go ahead and ramp. That is our early game. It's pretty straightforward that you just ramp and then you OTK your opponent. There is no like weird gameplay going on here. We go ahead and play Asvault. Hopefully, we were hoping to pick out another Asvault to get it out of the deck, but unfortunately we do pick up the Hot-Headed Marauder immediately. Does mean we can ramp though, so that's also fine in and of itself. We can go ahead and just take the Marauder to ramp and then just use Flame Lizard's Breath to clear their board. Get rid of the Thief ambush and also the bandit so that they don't get the Nightly Thief, sorry, so they don't get the knife off of it. Opponent does go for Metatron here. Like, they don't have anything else to kill, so they just pass, which is good for us. It's a pretty slow turn from them. We just look for our key pieces. We can just spam Waterworm's Blessing here, but I think there's no need to ramp that fast. Even if we reach like, even if we like double water worms here and reach 10 PP next turn, it's not like we have OTK immediately anyway. So we focus on finding our combo pieces and getting our dragon followers out the deck to maximize the consistency of Forte and Miriam. There's a Rogers for my opponent. And there's the Deep Sea Scout. They are gonna go ahead and draw into their deck. We'll get the loot condition up, but honestly it doesn't really matter because there's no way for them to finish us off next turn. So it doesn't really matter. And do heal here, which is fine. We drop the Seeker of Love as well. Right now, if you look at our hand, we have Forte Miriam, we have Masamune. Right now, we just need to find our 2 strikers. Forte Miriam can draw one of our strikers off their fanfare, so we just need to draw one. So this time, we just go ahead and play Lane Crest to pick it up. Get the Hot-Headed Marauder out of our hand, and then just get rid of Rogers to minimize the damage going to our face. We don't really have to worry about them finishing off this turn, so we can just pass here, and then we can finish them off next turn. So already pretty confident they can get lethal here. This is just how the deck works. You just look for your lethal. That's it. Very straightforward, easy deck to play. So maybe that is helpful to you if you want an easy deck. It's also very cheap with like 2 legendaries, but it's not that good. So maybe you don't want to do that. But anyway, here's the OTK. So we go ahead and drop the Forte and Miriam here. Here's the Masamune. We trade Masamune for 2 damage. Make sure to play Masamune before hitting with Forte and Miriam so that the buff actually goes to the striker. And this is another important point. After you buff one striker, you play it immediately. Because you don't want 2 buffs to land on one striker. So you play one and then you hit again. And then the second striker will be buffed as well. And this is a nice OTK. So that's it for this game. Let's move on to the next one. Our next game here is against Haven, and this time we are going first again. Obviously it's an OTK that you do like going first, although going second has the benefit of being able to evolve Kyrie twice while still holding on to your evil point, because this deck doesn't have evil point recovery, which can sometimes be helpful. So as usual, early game just look for our ramp, look for Asphalt so that we can get the Marauders out of our deck as well. And we just go ahead and ramp here. There's Azerite Maiden, so a bit of a slow turn from them, which is good for us. Generally, if you don't high roll, then the meta decks like Crystallize and Loot can outpace you. Depends on what you draw, of course. So here we just draw into our deck with Dragon Unit's Might. I don't really think I will need it for Hot-Headed Marauder, and maybe I could have saved it though. It's a bit of a toss-up there. And there's the Astolfo as the... But also they are getting through that Crystallize count pretty quickly. We just go ahead and ramp with the Marauder and just pass here, nothing else we can actually do. There's another Astolfo, so this is 5 Crystallize, so we have to watch out for their 5 Crystallize payoffs from this point. Thankfully though, we have not seen Skullfane yet, so that's very good for us. Got a bunch of ramp here. We go ahead and use Kyrie to draw into our deck, try to find our combo pieces. We got the striker, which is fine. Forte Miriam is generally the most important to find because she is the one that doesn't have a guaranteed search. Let's go ahead and draw into our deck as well as a ramp. And Masamune as well. Now we have only 2 dragon followers left in the deck, so that's worth noting. So this spot is actually a bit of a difficult spot because as you can see we haven't found our the Marauder yet. We could of course play Kyrie. I think we've played 1 Kyrie, right? Play Arts. Played 1 Kyrie. So by playing Kyrie Evo and then playing the Asphalt as well, we can guarantee finding all our remaining followers. The problem with that is we spend all our Evo points, which normally isn't that important, but against Crystallize Haven in particular, they have a lot of wards, so as much as we can do, we want to save our Evo point. So we go ahead and play the followers. This is a bit risky, but I go ahead and play Kyrie and then play Asphalt and just hope that I draw the Hot-Headed Marauder. Thankfully I do draw the Hot-Headed Marauder. Just play it here. If I didn't draw the Hot-Headed Marauder, I will have to evolve Kyrie to draw another follower. And there's even a chance I would have drawn Kyrie and now I would probably been screwed. But hopefully it worked out this way. Saving the evil point here is quite valuable because I don't know what they'll do here this turn, but there's a decent chance they put out a bunch of wards. There are two Muse Jesters. And in this case, they do just trade normally and they hit face, but if they evoke the Muse Jester, it would have been more difficult since they would have had two wards to queue through. In which case, having my evil point would have been very valuable. So that's why I did the thing I did. I don't know if it's correct or anything, but it was the safest play I could have done. Unfortunately, we do have Aswad taking up board space here, so we do have to be careful not to evolve Forte Miriam. Because if you evolve that, then you get the Key Niche artifact which takes up board space. So that's it for this game. Let's move on to the next one. So for our final game here, we are going against Portal and we are going second. I don't really know what this could be. It could be Evo, it could be Machina. Both are probably fairly popular. This is a rare case where I just kept my whole hand. I just felt like getting all my followers out of the deck with this hand is pretty valuable. Arguably I could have just went to look for ramp instead, which probably would have been a better idea, but who knows. One drops the Lylev here, doesn't really tell me that much. A lot of decks play Lylev. Besides, maybe we know it's not evil, I guess. That's about it. This Robotic Rampage, so this is probably going to be Machina. And they do drop Lylev Marionette as well, which is an interesting choice, I guess. For us, we're just going to advance our game plan, so we go ahead and play the Asphalt. We got the other hot-headed Marauder, and then Dreams of Adventure to heal up a bit. This my opponent has the Gilias, which is bad for me. I wasn't worried about Puppet Workout since they were at 4 PP, but I forgot about Gilias, so take a huge ton of damage here and we'll go down very low. Go ahead and use Kyrie here to draw into our deck to find our combo pieces as well as try to clear some of these massive assembly droids so we don't die. And get those out of the way. And then we just pass, because we have nothing else to do. One does trade the there's the robotics and reporter as well. And we will trade, and we take another 3 damage to the face. Not the best experience ever, I guess. We can go ahead and use Hot Hit Marauder here, just to get it out of our hand as well as ramp. Then we turn it into an angel to heal with, because we don't necessarily want to die. And then just clear this board. I don't want to risk them playing Puppet Workout and finishing me off this turn, so we go ahead and clear it. And there's the other robotics reporter. We have to watch out for the Machina count now because they are at 9, so if they get one more destroyed, they will be able to invoke Gratina, which will probably kill us because we are only at 9. So in order to not do that, we go ahead and use these Greater Wills to lock up their followers, and then we just heal here. I chose to play Kyrie, which is honestly probably a misplay. By playing Kyrie here, because if I didn't play Kyrie here, their best move they could have got done was Puppet Workout or Gillian Aura. Oh, actually just Puppet Workout because they have 7 PP. So the best they could have done is Puppet Workout, even that would have been only 9 damage, which is fine. I shouldn't have played Kyrie here because by playing Kyrie I give them more room to play cards, so they could have like traded, played like a Hover Biker and then Puppet Workout and finish me off that way. So by playing Kyrie here, I thought I was protecting my face, but actually I was just opening them up a lethal opportunity. Thankfully though, it looks like they didn't have it, so they do trade. We do see all our combo pieces in hand already, so they're not super worried. My opponent does drop the Kirzayal here though, which is annoying. And it looks like a pretty strong board here with a lot of wards, but thankfully we do have ways through it. So this is another piece of math you have to remember, I guess. With 2 Dragonborn Strikers, you have 10 damage, so even if your opponent does put out a bunch of wards, which is quite scary, you can still get through it by trading 5 times instead. Trading 5 times is still 10 damage thanks to Masamune's effect, as you'll see here. Technically, I should have traded into the Robotics Reporter, even though the outcome is the same anyway. So go ahead and use Fallen Angel. Trade, get another 2 damage out of it. Evolve the Forte Miriam here, which will give us the Key Niche, which is another trade. Trade Forte Miriam here. Then we can play the Dragonborn Striker. Trade Forte Miriam here again. As you can see that even through those wards, I still managed to find lethal using Masamune's broken effect, I guess. Yeah, that's it for this game as well. so those are all the games I have for you today. It's a pretty interesting OTK deck, and hopefully you got to see some of what makes this deck list so interesting. It's a pretty clever deck list, I think, whoever made it. I got it from Ziv's video, but so I'm assuming he made it, but I don't know. Anyway, it's a pretty fun deck. I played it a bit as well in the past on the original Rivenbrandt expansion. If you really want a cheap deck to play and you really want to play Dragon for some reason, you can play this deck. It's only 2 legendaries, so it's relatively cheap. It's not that good though, so I wouldn't recommend it if you are trying to like win a ton of games. Maybe you can just barely climb with it. It's not like that bad, but I think it'll take some luck, so I guess keep that in mind if you want to try this deck out. Yeah, but if it looks fun to you, go ahead and give it a try. And that's it for today. See you next time. Bye bye.